In the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Scott Wright. Scott, the injuries continue to mount for the Oklahoma State offensive line, particularly got Zach Crabtree back on Saturday at Texas Tech, but this is an area that we thought maybe had turned a corner with some experience last year, guys coming back. Now injuries really seem to have taken a toll. What's the latest on this?
Well, Zach Crabtree came into the game. They thought maybe they could get a quarter out of him, maybe a half. Then they have an injury to Brad Lundblade. Crabtree ends up playing into the entire game, all 82 snaps, and really gutting it out. An incredible performance from him. But with Lundblade going out, you know, they had gone with Johnny Wilson, the sophomore, who had just made his first start a week ago against TCU. At Texas Tech, they fire him back out there at right guard. All of a sudden, Lundblade goes down. Now he's your starting center, and Tevin Jenkins is back in the ball game. He was waiting to come in place of Zach Crabtree at right tackle. Now he's in at right guard, and Crabtree is stuck out there for the duration with that turf toe injury that has got him in a lot of pain still. He admitted there were times during the game that he was feeling it, and then times that the adrenaline would kick in, and he would be okay. But he wore a walking boot coming off of the bus. He was wearing it coming out of the locker room when they were heading back to the bus to head back to Stillwater. This is certainly an injury that's going to linger for a little while.
Yeah.
With the bye week coming up, really important.
Well, you know, obviously injuries will have a chance to heal with this off week, but you know, Johnny Wilson played well at center, Scott. I mean, not a position, I mean, that's his natural position, but not one he'd practiced a ton at because of Lundblade and his stability there. So what's the feeling right now about the shifts and the moves? I assume Lundblade will come back. Do they look at some different things after the way that Wilson played at Texas Tech?
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out exactly what they want to do, what positions they want guys in going forward. If Lundblade is able to come back in 2 weeks, you never know with an ankle. He got rolled up on pretty hard from behind during a run play. You don't know how soon he'll be able to come back exactly. Obviously, the bye week helps, but 2 weeks from now, is he ready to go? Is he full strength? If not, Johnny Wilson is their best option at center, and then Tevin Jenkins is probably their best option at right guard. And they really need Crabtree to get fully healthy on that foot out at right tackle. So it's an interesting dynamic. It was very encouraging to see the way that Johnny Wilson played.
Yeah.
One bad snap that not bad in the sense of it sailed over Rudolph's head, but enough to throw off a play, and but that was it. And in that situation, getting thrown in there in the middle of a game when you haven't been working at it a lot in practice, pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I assume that they'll have Zach Crabtree like sitting in a big recliner these next 2 weeks. Scott, as we talk about injuries, the offensive line's been the most notable area, but they're not the only ones. What do we know about injuries elsewhere for this team?
Well, they've got some other guys that are really going to be able to use this bye week to heal up. You've got Kenneth Edison Magruder, who missed a couple of games early, and Gundy said after the Texas Tech game he's still not 100%. They really need to get him back fully healthy because he's a really important part of that defense with his speed. Dylan Stoner, there was some talk about him battling some injuries and playing through some injuries as the slot receiver. And Trey Flowers is another guy that they mentioned that has had some Nick-type injuries at times. They need these guys to get fully healthy to head down the stretch run. After Baylor, things get really tough. You've got Texas, West Virginia, and Bedlam. Yeah,
so you'll have Zach Crabtree in his recliner with about 4 or 5 other guys probably this week. All right, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.